Springtime fishing in Raritan Bay. Stripers. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. All right.
Little guy, but he's on there.
That's a little guy. But its wind has really changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Come on, mister. Little guy. Come here. Hit on that green plug again, Fred. Come here, fish. Oh, he almost slapped at it.
Yep.
You know? Look at that.
What they'll do is they'll come up and feed, and their natural instinct is to come up to the bait, smack it, stun it, and then eat it.
Hey, we're out on the Raritan Bay with a good friend, Captain Fred. He says, come on down, come on down, come on down. We've been trying this like 5 times to get this thing.
Oh, absolutely. And there is a little front coming in, but we're going to make this happen. There's a bunch of places that you can actually get out of the wind. You have the whole Raritan shoreline from New Jersey to Staten Island, so we should have a good day today.
All right, let's get this back in the water and let's go get some other ones. Captain Fred, we're out here in the Raritan Bay and the guys are going to start setting us up. What exactly are the fellas doing right now?
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to stimulate their feeding mood. For example, after a storm, where clams are getting bunched up and broken by the surf, what these fish do is they're basically scavenge on the clams that are coming out of the shells once they're breaking up. So what we try to do is stimulate that here in Raritan Bay. Obviously, we don't have a shoreline out here in the middle of the bay. So what we do is we actually break up the clams ourselves, disperse them under the boat to get a scent going out. And then their instinctive mood will kick in and those fish will just come right up into the boat and start feeding right off the back transom.
Okay, and then we're going to use hunks of clam, is that the case?
Correct. And what Joe's doing right now, he's actually breaking the clams up with a bat and he's getting them on both sides of the boat.
And that'll be like a
Absolutely. What we also do is to add to the, what we also add to kickstart it is we use these chum logs. We put these chum logs in specially designed canisters, and what we do is we put slits in it, and also this lets out chum slick. But the nice thing about these pieces of clam is they're pieces that are going to actually float, and they're going to cover the water column on the top surface to get our slick further back.
Okay,
so what we're looking to establish is slick with the current that's going to be at least 1 mile or 2 miles behind us.
And then that'll just bring these fish
absolutely
back up to us. Okay, and how about the tackle we're going to be using now?
Well, what we're doing is we try to maximize, everyone's experience when they fish, and we like to use really light tackle. So we're using Triton Shimano reels on rods that are rated for 6 to 12 pound test with rated line. Okay, and what we do is then we go with leader material. We go 3 feet of leader material, okay, with a circle hook because we like to conserve these fish and we don't want to hurt them. So that's the normal basic gear. And what we do is we have a sliding rig, and on this sliding rig we have sinkers. What happens is again, we have to stimulate their normal feeding behavior. And what happens is a clam sits on the bottom. That's what it's supposed to do. If this thing is moving around, it's not going to look natural to the bait or to the fish. So what we do is we have a sliding rig which sits on the bottom, and the line freely goes in and out of the sinker once they pick it up. So
they don't feel the weight of it.
Absolutely.
They take off.
Absolutely. So
all right,
that's the idea.
I have a great idea. Get some fish.
All righty, let's do it. There you go. He's on.
I got it. Fred, talk about the circle hook and how you set that on that bait.
Well, the thing about circle hook is their intent is to always hook the fish in the corner of the mouth which aids in conservation for these fish. And you know, we have a catch and release fishery in Raritan Bay. And what we use is we like to use the Gamakatsu circle, bleeding red circle hooks. And if you notice, when we get this fish in, it's going to have a hook set right in the corner of its jaw.
This guy's a little feisty little devil.
Oh yeah, we try to use really light tackle and have fun with these fish.
That's what I do, enjoy the light tackle.
Oh, absolutely. It's a blast. And you know, the nice thing about these fish is they go home healthy and they do real well. If you notice, on this fish, it's hooked right in the corner of the mouth. Perfect hook set, Bob. That's perfect. Look at that.
That's important. Let me get my thumb right here. Grab it like that. Look at how healthy that fish is. That is just.
That's beautiful fish. You know, these are fresh fish. You can tell by the purple hue they just came in from the ocean. You can tell he's a little bit cold.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But he had a little spunk in him.
Yeah.
So.
Now, talk about the size limits and what we have here right now for the.
Well, in New Jersey, you get 2 fish over 28 inches, and it's 2 per person. In New York waters, which is just over the line, it's 1 over 28 inches and 1 over 40 inches.
1 over 40.
Yes.
That's a big. That's a big dog.
One.
That's a big dog.
Hopefully later on in the show, we're going to try some different things, see if we can see one of those.
I want to get the fire on that boy and get him back in the.
To release these fish is just as simple as taking a circle hook and backing it completely back out, and it'll just come right out of his jaw. And as you can tell, nothing in the gill plate and nothing in his internal organs to hurt the fish. So.
And that's important, especially when we're bait fishing like this. Because this fish will definitely get down and swallow it.
Absolutely.
Okay, we got a slack tide now, and you said let's do something, let's start trolling. What are we going to do with the trolling situation? Why?
Well, the reason we're going to troll now is obviously we try to stimulate a feeding mood when we're chumming, and you need tide and current for that. Since there is no tide and current, we're in slack tide, this is a good time to take advantage of 2 things. 1, trolling and see where there may be a new body of fish, and 2, mimic a new feeding pattern that's just developing right in front of our eyes. These birds that are out here now are gannets, and what they're doing is they're hovering over these herring schools, and they're dive bombing down on these herring schools. That's their feeding pattern. So what happens is what we try to do is match the hatch and pull these stretch plugs. And these are about the size of a herring color and their coloration. And what we do is we troll these behind a boat and go right where the birds are feeding, because the stripers are underneath trying to pick off those herrings that are injured by the birds that are going down or actually going through the schools.
Now, as far as depth goes, we've probably got about 13 feet of water we're running in now.
Correct.
How deep would these go?
These are designed to either run 15 or 25 feet. So what we'll do is run 15 footers off the side outrodders that are parallel to the water surface, and then we'll run the 25s off the transom cleat, but on the rod tips, because what's happening is you have 5 feet of rod out of the water. And what we're trying to do is basically cover the different water depths.
Water column.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as colors, you know, we got a chartreuse going on, and we got I mean, that looks like it.
Exactly. Well, the thing about it is sometimes you get this stained water, especially with an outgoing tide. So chartreuse is going to be much easier for the stripers to key in on and eat. But you also want to have something that really mimics what we're going after, which is a herring.
All right, let's get some of these in the water.
All righty, let's do it. What we're going to do now is we're going to set these up for trolling, and what we troll with here on these outrodders are tournament grade outrodders. They're very easy to work, and the way these work is once you've decided where you're going to troll, we have our stretch 25, we put it out. We like to go on the close baits anywhere from 2 to 3 boat lengths. On our far baits, we like to go 5 to 6 boat lengths. What we do is we let the rod out, and we really like to use lever drags when we do this because you can control the tension. So, put the clicker on. Now we have enough tension so that when a fish comes and hits it, he can rip the line off and not break the line. But when we're ready and we have a fish on, we put it to full strike, and you have enough drag on there to fight the fish.